All right, we are recording now. Hey everybody. You might have saw when I drew a little bit of this yesterday, or did a little bit of it. And I've done the top two panels, the first half of the page. This panel got redrawn like several times. I couldn't figure out how to get this pose with the sword. Like this sickle sword takes up a lot of space. If you put it in front of him, it covers up where the egg is, and he is wielding it in his left hand. So it's like I had to draw it several times. Eventually I put it off to the side into this pose. Let's see how far we can go in this one. I ain't got much on the panel here, so we can see how far we can go. Selenial gets blasted. There we go. One of the tricks to getting Selenial's beak right is it's not just a beak like this. If you're looking at it from the front, it has like a little curve in it. So if you're looking at it from the side, it has this little curve thing here. Anyway, I was just thinking about this morning. Things have been flowing pretty good on the art front for me lately, and I think a lot of it has to do with I used to really worry about making a certain kind of comic. You know, is this the kind of comic that's going to impress anybody? And I don't think that really matters. You know, whether you get your figure drawing right. I mean, it needs to look believable for the universe that you're creating in, but does it have to be done a certain specific way? And I don't think it does, you know. It can't look bad. I think that is an issue. That's true. If you draw it and it looks bad, that's a problem. But if you look at like Bruce Timm, you know, the way Bruce Timm draws figures is completely different than the way, you know, Keith Giffen draws figures, and those are completely different than the way Jack Kirby would draw figures, etc. Of course, nobody cares about any of that stuff. They all want to draw like David Finch, who I don't really consider to be a cartoonist. Great artist. Incredible artist. But is he a cartoonist? I think that's what people really want to be, is like David Finch right now. And I think, well, maybe that's not for me. It might be for you. What's going on with my legs here? There we go. How about that? The reason that Selenial is able to stay and fight while most of the fledglings can't is because they're birds. Certain birds are fighters and certain birds are not fighters. Selenial is a fighter, but he's not a great fighter. He's kind of a good fighter, I guess. He thinks he can take on a group of 3 of the Sectorids. Looking at his foot. Whoa! Out of control. Yeah, that's not meant as a slight against David Finch. I think he's, like I said, a great artist. I can't remember anything. I don't know anything that he's done, though. I mean, it's definitely after my time as far as when I was really into things. And I would have a hard time identifying you know, his what makes it special, and the fact that it's very accurate. But I mean, I feel the same way about Mark Silvestri. I don't really like Mark Silvestri either, and I know that's a beloved. People really love Mark Silvestri. He has a very sleek, stylized look to his figures, like the darkness and what's the other one? Witchblade? I guess I'm a little bit more stuck in my era. I'd rather look at Herb Trimpe, you know, or Don Perlin. That is a full figure. Okay, getting a full figure is great. Now we got to have him drop his sword, probably. We could put the sword back here. There's the egg. This would be a good time for some focus lines. I don't know if we can do the sword because it'll mask the blast, where we want to show the blast coming in. Slenderill's not getting killed, he's just getting stunned. Or CC Beck. I love CC Beck. CC Beck is a cartoonist. Like, if you showed kids today CC Beck, they would be like, I don't know what this is. It just looks, this looks childish. Or even like someone your boy Zach's age, he would not understand it. He doesn't understand a lot of stuff, though. It's kind of funny. He's an interesting guy, but he's definitely got some positions I disagree with. He's very upset that people were sort of or at least seem to be celebrating the fact that the new Mad Max movie, which is not really Mad Max, what was it called? Fury Road? Thunder Road? I can't remember what it was. Has kind of failed at the box office, and he's kind of mad about that. First of all, you're not obligated to like any movie. Nobody is. I didn't even see it. I'm not celebrating it, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I've been turned off of all movies. How do you not see that as a phenomenon and go, okay, well, maybe it's not doing well because people have turned off of all movies? You can thank Taika Waititi and I don't know who else for that. Let's drop his sword. And the fact of the matter is, these quote-unquote franchises are giant corporations. They're run by giant corporations. It's not about whether or not, you know, Mad Max is a success. Who's behind it? Who stands, you know, who's pushing it? What is it? You're saying, well, this is just an overreaction about wokeness. It's not even that. Well, I mean, it has a lot to that. I think it's a natural reaction. It's like weariness. You're just tired of it. People are tired of it. I still go see movies occasionally. Like, I definitely saw I've seen like 3 Godzilla movies in the theaters in the last year. I saw Godzilla -1. I saw the one with Godzilla versus Kong Empires. I don't know. One of his arguments is, then pretty soon we're going to have nothing. And I'm like, it was okay when we had nothing. I was okay when we had nothing. Because we still had stuff. We still had it. We created it for ourselves. Where do you think all these things came from? All right. I'm looking at this. Get to the warp gate. That's got to go higher. Oops. Oops, got to go higher. And I think what we're going to do is we are going to throw in some focus lines. Let's get some focus lines in there. They get their own layer. You choose Canvas, Canvas, Drawing Guide, Edit Drawing Guide, Perspective. Boom, put the perspective dot right in the middle. Assisted Drawing, make sure we're on the right layer, which we are. And we're gonna, secret is in the taper. You gotta make sure that you get your tapering lines. Coming in there. Okay, hang on. We're almost there. Yeah, I see a lot of people doing these focus lines, but they just use straight lines. Try and get a taper in there. Try and get it to come to a point. Which means you start it at there, then you get you put on more pressure as you go further and further away from the center. Even if you're doing this with traditional media, you can pull this off. Especially with a nib pen. There's another option for this that does not require a circular system. You actually just go in at an angle on both sides. So you're not going towards a point, you're going towards a line. So instead of a point right in the middle, just draw a line in the middle. And direct your points towards that line. Alright, we're going to take the assist off so we can do some erasing. Whoops. Hey now. We're going to call this a panel, and now I'm going to jump in my car and take these guitars down to the spot I said I would meet this guy to sell them. It's a guy from work, so I'm not worried. I'm about to get jumped as I would anywhere else. I'm looking at these wings and these feathers. It's time to get the feathers redrawn. I had a much saner approach. Let's fix this. All right. Rusty nib. That's about right. Okay. I don't know where my mind was. Part of the problem is you can't let the texture take over the entire panel. I probably went a little bit too hard on it, but that's fine. It's fine. Alright. Final polish, we're going to do some speech bubbles. And that'll be that. We throw some white in there. No. Well, we can at least figure out where the holes are. There's one here, but there's one up there. Okay, there we go. And that's it. That's a panel. We're going to turn the drawing guide back off. Please like, follow, subscribe. There will be more comics every day. This is not that hard to do. If you just have a plan. All right. Talk to you later.